Hi, and welcome to this video of Dynamics 365 Talk, where I'll be talking about the Dynamics 365 app for Outlook. In this video, I'm going to explain the different components the Outlook panel is made up of, and I'll also discuss how we can configure each of those components in Dynamics 365. But before we dive in, I just wanted to introduce myself real quick. My name is Dion Taylor. You can take a look at my blog at d365goddess.com, or you can just go ahead and follow me on Twitter at d365goddess. So let's get started. So as you can see, we are here in Outlook, and I'm just going to go ahead and load that Dynamics 365 pane. And let's actually go ahead and do that with a person that we have in our Dynamics 365 database. So the way that it works is it's actually going to look at the email address from the sender or from any people that are copied on this email, obviously except for myself, because I don't need to find information about myself. Now let's take a look. Let me actually hide the ribbon here. So there's a couple of different sections that this panel is made up of. And the first section that I want to show you is the regarding section. You can see here that I actually have this email tracked regarding an opportunity record. So that is a form that we can configure. Then once we have that form configured, and just to be clear, those forms are actually quick view forms in each of those entities. Then we can go into the app designer for the Dynamics 365 for Outlook app, and we can configure which forms we want to use in that app. Obviously, you would have to set up a form for each entity that you can track these Outlook items against. So this could be opportunities, this could be cases, basically anything that you have enabled, right, for tracking, which means that that entity actually needs to be enabled for activities. And obviously they also need to be added to the app if they're not in there yet. The second piece that I wanted to talk about is, in this particular case, Angel is actually a contact record in my database, and that's why it's showing me that contact card. Now, the contact card is actually, there's already a form in the contact entity, which is called App for Outlook Contact Card. And again, this is also a quick view form. Now, this is again the name of that particular form, right? So we're hoping that nobody in your organization renamed that form, because it's going to be a little bit harder to find. But again, we can configure in the app designer which forms will actually be used by Outlook. Now, keep in mind that this app for Outlook contact card, it could have multiple fields on there. So currently the way that it shows, obviously, is that it's only going to show the top 3 fields. So let me just go ahead and pull up that form. I'm just going to go ahead and pull up my default solution, and you can see here that I'm in the contact entity under forms, and this is that app for Outlook contact card. So let me just go ahead and open that up so you can basically see them next to each other. So that is again that contact piece that you see in the Outlook app. So you can see that right over here, right? I have the job title, which here is purchasing manager, business phone, which is the business phone over here, and then here we have email address. Again, I can add fields to this, but it will only show me the top 3 fields for that particular section. Also, if I would like add a subgrid to this particular form, I have the ability to do that. That will not show on that entity form. Now, keep in mind that currently this email, right, this email address belongs to a contact record in Dynamics 365. If I would have a lead record instead of a contact record in my Dynamics 365 database, then the app for Outlook lead card quick view form will actually load. And again, we can navigate to leads to modify that form and search for that form. If we have an account record with this email address instead of a lead record or a contact record, then the app for Outlook account card quick view form will load. So again, it depends on what the entity is in Dynamics 365 that's related to this particular email address. Now, the other thing that you have to think about as well is that if that record actually exists in Dynamics 365, but the user that's logging in, right, in this particular case, me, if I don't have access to view this record in Dynamics 365, then that entity card won't load. Instead, what I will get to see is this. It's not seeing it in my Dynamics 365 because my security role does not allow me maybe to see this particular record. So it's saying it's an unknown recipient. And what I can do from here is I can add him as a contact, as a lead, or as an account record in my Dynamics 365 instance. Now let's go back to Angel's form. And I'm actually going to scroll up a little bit. And what we see here is actually, again, because we are on a contact record, it is the app for Outlook contact quick view. Again, that's a quick view form as well, but that's the name of it. So let's again take a look at that solution. And if I scroll down here, here it is, app for Outlook contact quick view. Again, that's the out of the box naming convention in Dynamics 365. So here we have some additional things on here, right? I added a couple of fields, last spoke with and last spoke with rep. Those are custom fields. I have my company name. I have my next activity, which is blank currently. I have my last activity, which we have right over here. I have a follow-up. And then if I scroll down here as well, we can see opportunities and we can see cases. So if we wanted to go ahead and add some grids or change some grids or move some fields around, again, we're going to be able to see everything that we're adding to this particular form. Now, this particular piece is hidden, so that's why you don't see it on my form here. Now, keep in mind that these opportunities are related to this particular contact. So you need to actually have a contact lookup field on those related entities, right? So in what I did here is I used the out-of-the-box fields that come with the system for case and opportunity, and the system name for that is the primary contact ID field. So again, you got to have data in there because this is a contact record, so I can only pull in related records that are related obviously to that contact record. Now again, let me go ahead and pull that up here real quick. So if I look here at opportunities, at my opportunities grid, it's actually, right, it's the entity is contact. So it's looking at opportunities, all of the open opportunities that have this person, Angel Castellar, actually populated in that contact field. So again, if we want to go ahead and take a look at one of those opportunities, so this is it. This is why this is showing up under Angel's opportunities, because I have his information on that contact lookup. Okay, so let's go back here. Now again, right, like what I was saying earlier, this is actually an contact record. So the name of that quick view form is app for Outlook contact quick view. If this would actually be a lead instead of a contact, then this is actually called app for Outlook lead quick view. And if this record was an account record, the quick view form for accounts is actually called app for Outlook account quick view. So it's pretty easy to kind of understand the different forms that we can work with. Now let's talk a little bit about what form would actually load, right? For example, this tracked regarding. I can have multiple quick view forms for opportunities. But if there's one specific that I want to use for the app for Outlook, I can configure that. So let's take a look at that. I'm going to open up a new browser and I'm going to put in there make.powerapps.com. And when you log in here, make sure that your environment is correct. Then what you want to do is obviously we're going to go to the apps, and then I'm going to go ahead and this is the app that I want to configure, so I can just go ahead and click on edit. And what I can do from here is obviously we can add entities to the app for Outlook directly from within here. You can just click on that and then you can select, you can search for an entity, or you can just go ahead and check the box next to that. That's not what I want to do. Right here they are, so I can search for any of those entities that I want to add to the application. Let's just go back here. I'm going to show you how I configured my opportunity. So as you can see, next to opportunity, here are my forms. And this is where I actually configured which, because you can see I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 forms, quick view forms for the opportunity, but this is the one that I want to load in the Dynamics 365 app for Outlook. So that's all you have to do. You have to check that box, then you have to save it, and then you have to publish that. And then that will be the form that will load if you have an Outlook item that is regarding an opportunity. So if I wanted to do that for cases, I can do the same thing. I'm just going to look for cases. I'm going to go to the forms. And again, my quick view forms, this is where I will actually select the one that I want to load in the Dynamics 365 app for Outlook. Again, I just hit save and then I hit publish. And again, that will be that top part. Pull up Outlook one more time, the top part right over here where it says tracked regarding, that is showing me the first 3 fields regarding to the entity it is tracked against. So I hope this video was helpful. Feel free to like this video. Just hit that like button if you don't mind. Also subscribe. Again, subscribe also to my blog or follow me on Twitter. And thank you guys so much for watching, and until next week.